Hello everyone. I hope all are doing safe and good. So in this new particular scenario, like I am just going to explain about soft skills. So soft skill is something like where we need to have a priority in all the companies, whichever where it's into interacting with colleagues or it might be in a meeting with onshore people. So it's all about like how you interact with the customers or vendors or in terms of improvising yourself and presenting yourself in a better manner. So it's a non-technical skills which describe how we work and interact with others. So the main concept of soft skill is the other person should be able to understand what you speak and they have to reply to the answer. That is the main concept here it works. So there are some information here which I've covered on email writing skills. Apart from that, even calls like if you are into voice support or semi voice, these the information which I'll be going to tell you, it would be very much helpful. And last time I have even uploaded a video on email writing skills. I think this latest video you can consider because a lot of important things I have uh, researched and it has been presented in this particular video. So let's speak first about active listening. So listening is the main thing when we are like trying to when someone is asking you a question, we have to listen what exactly they are telling to what exactly they are trying to tell and how well we can reply to that answer. So here I'm just going through this what I have mentioned here. Please listen carefully. So active listening is a making a conscious effort to hear and understand someone else. So as I told you, it's all about like when the other person what they are trying to tell, you have to understand the concept and listen carefully rather than interrupting in between. Apart from that, when we are actively listening, we demonstrate the concern, limit our interruptions, and ask open-ended questions. And in case if you are unable to understand what they are trying to speak, you can even ask the question later or if there are any other doubts. We commit all our attention to the speaker and establish an environment of trust and judgment free engagement. And one more thing is whenever we are listening to a conversation or a speech or a seminar or in a meeting or it can be a training, so we have to give 100% effort concentrating only on that particular teaching which is being focused on rather than deviating the topic or getting sleepy or checking the mobile. So try to give importance and value the speaker, whoever is trying to convey the particular crowd of certain batch of people, or it might be even a minimum 5 members or 30 members or 50 members as well. It can be even in a stage, it can be even in a closed room. It's a practice of preparing to listen, observing what verbal and non-verbal messages are being sent, and providing an appropriate feedback for the sake of showing attentiveness to the message being presented. And it is majorly like listening to understand. And one more thing, whenever in any of the sessions when any companies are conducting a training, try to make sure that you are even having a whatever doubts you have, do ask. And if you have a reading session or if any training is being given in projector, the more you read the concepts, even you can get a clarity like how other people are able to communicate or reading this particular paragraph. So try to be part of it. And meanwhile, there should be a flow, like where to give a pause, where full stop, where we have to give a space, or where comma is mentioned. So accordingly, the person whoever is listening to your conversation should be able to understand in that particular room. And then what is critical thinking? It's a kind of thinking in which you question, analyze, interpret, evaluate, and make a judgment about what you read, what you hear, say, or write. The term critical comes from the Greek word kritikos, which means able to judge or discern. So, what they are trying to tell here in critical thinking is It's actually like a kind of thinking where in which you analyze or you just evaluate or make a judgment about what we are hearing from the other person, or what we are reading it, or what we might be writing. So we need to understand the concept of that thinking capability. Then conflict management, it's a dispute or disagreement, umbrella term for the way we identify and handle conflicts fairly and efficiently. The goal is to minimize the potential negative impacts that can arise from disagreement and increase the odds of a positive outcome. So, this is all about conflict management meaning. And next, there are certain words which we might not be aware suddenly about what does that mean. So, for example, orator means speaker. And coming to the mastering business communication, so it covers on the whatever ideas which is being conveyed clearly. And this is one of the silent word. So I have actually uploaded one video on certain silent words. So this I have not included. So HIERARCHICAL. So it can be, it should be pronounced as hier hierarchical. Okay, and it means like it's hierarchical. So it's like explaining clearly the particular sentence, so give a clear explanation. So there are certain words like this which even a common man will try to find it difficult, or these kind of sentence, it mostly these US or UK English people, they'll be aware or they might be used to it, but in India it is very rare where we use lot of words which is in deep or technical. So it is hierarchical, or so I have just made a word like how to pronounce it. And coming to the listening perspective, so what and all necessary things it contains: commitment, engagement, creativity, relationship. And coming to the public speaking skills, so whenever we are on a daily call with any of the in the process, or it might be like where you are participating in a competition in internally arranged by the company, or it might be like if there are any cross training happening, and when you are part of any training sessions, there are different kinds of trainer who train it differently based on the process or cross checking the how you communicate. So you should not be in a situation where you are being it's an embarrassing situation where certain states or certain cities like Kerala, you will have a communication where it will be completely it will be very fast. Like when you speak in English, people they'll be rushing because of that mother tongue accent. And there are certain cities like Bihar in North India, there the communication slang is different. It might be even AP or Telangana also. So there are certain states which might have some concerns, even Orissa as well. So try to overcome that. Even a person from that these kind of cities can even speak in a better way. Practice is important, and the initiative which you take. So what does this public speaking skills majorly contains? It we usually see the posture. For example, if you are speaking in front of the crowd, how you are standing, and what are the gestures which you are making it, like how you are raising, like just trying to explain it with your hand movements and facial expression. You should also smile and try to see the crowd, and complete crowd, not one particular person or one this one. It should be a complete code. So eye contact should be there with the people, and body language. So more you practice such kind of sessions, even a person who is interested to do a training can overcome and try to become a trainer. And whenever we are listening to a conversation in training, or it might be in any other seminar, you have to respect the speaker rather than creating a disturbance. And stage fear is the main thing where most people don't speak in front of the crowd. So you have to even ask questions if someone is having a Q&A session, or it might be a podcast, or it might be a meeting in office. So try to ask questions if you have anything in front of 100 people or 50 people or 200 people. And the vocabulary, like how you pronounce or how you speak, grammatical and clarity should be there whenever you are trying to speak about it. It should not have any issues, and you should not be able to make some sounds uh, like it even it's a filler. So even sometimes even I lack in communication skill, but still I am in a process of learning, and I'm trying my level best to overcome. And especially creating a channel in YouTube related to this communication, and most probably a lot of videos whatever I've covered is into English. So it gave me more confidence in interacting with people and presenting myself professionally rather than being idle. So let's take some initiative. It's not only creating a channel, it can be even any other place where we can improve our communication. And we can even walk around when we are speaking in front of that, not too much, like little bit, and we can cover up the entire crowd. And confidentiality means it means sensitive information. And now coming to the voice support, like whenever you are in a voice process or semi voice, so how you handle the customers. So we have to build rapport with the customer should feel happy to interact, he should be able to understand the way we are speaking, and even we should be able to understand their accent if they are speaking very fast, or and it depends, some people might even speak little slow. So it depends on how you can even listen to any call recording that helps, preferably when you are on, when you are in a process of taking calls prior in the training time. And asking the customer when you are on call, like how was your day, how is the weather today. So these are the things which will definitely help. And apart from that, we can even, if there are some uh, issues which we are facing in office, like some disagreement between a colleague, so or if we have a disagreement with the manager, you can try to speak whatever is your feedback. So before that you have to tell, agree the concerned person, and then you can tell yes, and then you can tell about your suggestion. And now coming to the drafting an email to a customer, is this matters even if you are replying to a customer or initial drafting. So this I think I was not aware initially, but let me clarify. Whenever you are drafting a mail to a customer or the person in onshore, who so you cannot address them as dear, it should be hello. So please keep it in mind. It should be only hello or hi, no dear to the customer. And even the candidate should not draft a mail to the HR as dear. Usually HR people in India, they draft it as dear and the candidate name, but not from a candidate point of view. You cannot tell dear to the HR. And coming to the subject line, that matters a lot whenever you are drafting a mail. Think carefully. It can be a query related subject line, it can be a follow up, it can be for requesting for any particular details. So I believe in October 2023, I have covered a video on how to reply to the customer and what are the procedures. So you will be able to get it in my channel. And there should not be any big paragraph when you're drafting a mail. It should be short and sweet. It should not be too lengthy. And you can use such words like, I want to share an update on this case, in case if you are doing a follow up on that particular case. And you can also inform, I am glad to inform you. And apart from that, if there are any necessary links which you can attach to the customer which can benefit him, please attach it. Meanwhile, also add, please feel reach out us to whichever mail ID which they are, they can reach us. Or if you have a toll free number, you can even mention that. Apart from that, I will reach out to you once payment has been processed. So you can also give a clarity on the customer, like once the issue has been resolved, you will be reaching out to the customer once the payment has been processed. And whenever you draft a mail, proofreading matters. So proofreading is something like where preferably it's a process of finding and correcting a mistakes in a text before it is being printed or put online. So before you send a mail, cross check everything if it is correct, and then you can draft a click the send option. And even the email delay options, you can select it as 30 seconds, so that if preferably you can edit that mail. And whenever you draft a mail, there should not be any short forms. And meanwhile, whenever you are writing this email writing, or if not, it might be a email writing around in ANZ company, don't try to use the words like I understand your frustration. So it creates more frustration with the customer. And it should always be I have checked. So we should not tell like we have checked the issue, because you are only handling this issue. So it should be I have checked. And if it is a very much serious issue, or if it can be resolved on call, rather than drafting a chain mail every time, speak on call apart from drafting a mail, so that it will be easier for the person to finish that particular case. So even if you are in a non-voice process, if anyone in the team is good in communication, can also take a call with the customer or with the third party's vendor, or it might be the person onshore manager or anyone on call, rather than drafting a mail and dragging it for a more SLA period. And next, colloquialism. This is one of the word where it means a word or a phrase that is used in a conversation but not in a formal speech or writing. This is the meaning of colloquialism. Then coming to lean. So what does lean means? It means it's into a project management methodology. And whenever you are in an office, like especially when you are newly joined, or if not, like when you are working in any company, try to be somewhat unique. Try to make a production tracker yourself, or in the Excel. And whatever cases which is being completed, try to make a note of what is the request ID, and what is the customer, so what kind of case it is, what action you have taken, and the dates. So this will definitely help if suddenly one fine day where you can verify those things to that you have worked or not. Apart from that, you can even, if suddenly if your manager is asking you on the cases which you have done like 1 week back, you can easily send this report or show it to them. And you can also make a leave tracker, like how many days you are taking leave, or so that you will even get to know like how you are planning in the last 1 year. And if you have any achievements, rewards, recognition, that also you can make a note of it. And now let me cover a short information on O2C life cycle. It's order to cash. So it involves receiving and fulfilling the customer order. So what is customer order? It's a order fulfillment, delivery, invoicing, cash apps, payment collection, reconciliation, delivery, and reporting. Let me mention this full form: reconciliation. Okay, then next, order fulfillment is the order which is being prepared for ship, shipment. And after fulfillment of the order, invoice is generated. Invoice is being generated and sent to the customer. Now coming to the verbal communication, like on call. So treat every customer as your first customer. So whenever you are on back-to-back calls, outbound calls, treat it as it is a first call, because it's customer's first call. And if he is disconnecting the call, at least call him back after a period of time, rather than calling him again and again. And so treat every customer in a very professional way, and it should be very crisp and clear how you interact with them. And it will be better if you use a call script, either it can be for inbound or outbound call, so that you can have a call flow and make sure that you are following this format, and the customer is even happy. And whenever you are starting the call, greetings is really important. Try to add the customer name, hello John, thank you for calling and the company name. And then you can add, my name is Joseph, how I can help you. So you can add these kind of sentence. Then once a customer is, and also you can ask if the customer is the right time to speak with you, if you are preferably if he is in middle of something. If not, if the company is not following that, you can directly ask the query. So it depends. This is optional, but it will be better if you are even asking the right time, because the customer should feel happy to communicate and give you the information. He should not be in middle of something. And once the customer speaks and tries to give a clarity, just make a notes on what are the important things which he is requesting. And then to authenticate, please you can ask the customer to give the customer ID, or whichever ID, like it can be even the bank account number, or based on the process which you're working, you can ask whether to share the customer ID or customer full name or anything. And once authentication is completed, then you can try to keep it on hold. So authentication is here done, and then keep the customer on hold for 1 minute or 2 minutes accordingly. And if the hold is going for a more time, refresh the hold. And before giving a putting on hold, you have to paraphrase like whatever you have understood, or you have to just tell in short and sweet method like what customer wants. And then acknowledge the feedback if he is if you are interacting. And if in case if you are not able to find the answer or anything, you can even keep the SOP in hand, standard operating procedure. You can cross check or keep it open whenever you are processing a case, because some companies SOP should be open. And try to understand the customer concern or a request. Okay, rather than telling customer issue, I can tell customer concern or query request. So then you can even add a sentence, I understand your concern, I will go ahead and do this for you. So these kind of words will definitely help when you are taking calls. Then I will internally make sure, we'll discuss with the relevant team, we'll discuss with concerned team or relevant team. You can use these things in case if you are waiting for any details from the other team. And once you give a solve the issue, you can ask this sentence, is there anything else that I can assist you with? Because the audit will be done from the quality team. If you are updating that quality, like once you are calling the customer, and you can also add a notes if that option has to mention the notes, what have you done. And you can even do an upselling if you have any products or pitching for sales, so that will also add value to the company. And try to make the notes whatever you have interacted with the customer. And yeah, these are the things which can be done when you are on call with the customer. And coming to this, when is a good time to call you back, I think you can also add this particular word in here, because you have asked here is the right time to speak with you. So any one word, any of the word you can ask here. Then the next is check if the person who is authorized user. So certain request, so only the authorized user will be able to have an access. So you have to cross check in the person in your official records, like whether he has sent a request or if someone else. So do cross check this particular information surely. And if and you can also use the word if you are coming back to him after a delay, my apologies for the delay, or looking forward for your. And you can also use such kind of sentence if you need any approval from customer end, looking forward for your response. And coming to probing, so probing is something like where you are trying to ask the customer like please share your mail ID, or when we are cross checking the ID which is being provided. So when customer is giving a ID to cross check to authenticate, you just cross check, you just give that you just reconfirm the ID once to the customer. And when you want to get the delivered, so you if a customer is asking you to deliver a goods So it can be some particular number of goods or something. You can ask like when you want to get delivered, which date, or when, like which address. So you can ask all these things when you want. Or if not, let me add here, it can be an address to cross check. It can be even how many products also. So these things will definitely help in case if you are on call with customers, or if you are getting any chance. And it's better to interact with customers rather than doing a core non-voice, because the more you speak with customers on call, or it might be a vendor or onshore manager, definitely you will get an appreciation from the client. And we need the compassion and care from us, even if the customer is irritated. So customer might be even irritated if due to the service, but we have to make sure that we are caring them and giving the best customers satisfaction. Then last topic is accent and culture. So accent is main important in certain companies, but even if you are speaking in a normal tone, so the customer should be able to understand. It should not create a mess. So mode of pronunciation of language is really important. So try to speak in office in English. That adds more value rather than local language. And in case if you are not improving even after 6 years or 4 years of experience, then it is completely not worth of it working in an MNC firm. So the main challenge working in MNC firm is to make sure that you are improving your skills. Try to be an example, and when you're having an interaction on phone with someone, it it should be presentable and professional. That is the main thing, especially post a year or year and a half. We need to know how to interact with a HR, or how well you are able to communicate, and the HR should feel happy to on shortlist your profile or give you a follow up. If communication is not up to the mark, then definitely will get rejected in initial screening round, or it might be in the interview round. It might be a face to face or a virtual round. So I hope this video gives a clarity, and this video is common for all the people. It's not only for finance background, even a BCA or a BE background. So try to understand the concept of how this communication is. And I have covered few things on how to draft a mail as well, like how to address the customer if you are having an email writing round. So if you have any other suggestions or any feedback, do share in the comment box. It might help other people, and even I can have a check. So I'm trying my level best to give a better content rather than uploading a normal video. So so do support the video, and as much as try to pass it on to your friends, which will also help them as well. And many people will get an idea how it works. And especially if you have any contacts of any teachers or lecturers in school or colleges, do share all these things so that it can be played, or they can even teach this apart from the regular basic whatever the teachings are going on. So it adds more value if you are entering a corporate atmosphere. Thank you all for watching this video, and yeah, let me come back in another videos in future if I get any good content. Thank you all for watching.